Okay, so I had this whole Chelsea preseason recap thing planned. Didn't work out. So we're going right into it. Opening season, 2-0 loss to City, as expected, really, after that preseason. I mean, we didn't really show much. What honestly surprised me, I took kind of the few days after the game to just really just sit, wait, and listen to what Chelsea fans were talking about. And we pick the strangest times to freak out. Like, it's usually like something way too late, freak about something happening way in the past or we should have saw happening from the past, or we're just being really weird and just yeah, just weird. Like the Conor Gallagher stuff is really weird. Like we didn't stop the dude from playing the sport. Like you can go watch him. He's in Spain. He's gonna be playing. It's okay. Like go support Madrid. You can watch Conor all you want. We did not take him from the game. He's still here. He's gonna be playing weekly. Hopefully for you guys, he'll be playing weekly. For a good team, good club, he's at a good spot. He's at a really good spot. We took care of him and sent him to a good place that you can watch. They're on TV, international TV. You can find their games. Atletico Madrid plays a lot on TV. So Conor Gallagher fans, don't you worry. He's still around. You just can't watch him in a Chelsea jersey. And yeah, that's that. I think kind of looking at this game, yeah, I think just kind of went as expected. I have some notes. I'm gonna try to keep this structured, but there's just so much. I'm gonna go off on a tangent on something and just title the video after that. I think we were the three things that a Premier League team can't afford to be in that game, and that is small, weak, and slow. We were literally all of those three games, all of those three things from the beginning of the game. We kind of had pockets where we like picked it up, connected a few passes, made a few decent moves, but yeah, I was disappointed in the game, but I'd be lying to myself if I said I thought it couldn't be worse than that. I think watching that preseason and how our defenders defended and just kind of how the team worked as a unit, we're not ready to play a team like City. I think it went better than it could have gone, than it should have gone. Yeah, I think we should be very not happy, but that's the result we deserved and got. It's all right. First game of the season, new system, playing the champions. Don't know why we're freaking out now. I think there are things at this club to freak out about, but there are things that have been happening all off season. Kind of getting into the players, understanding the new system, and kind of what stuck out to me in this first game. Kind of with, especially with the additions coming in, I think some players that we saw as being key or stars are gonna have to miss some time just until they can kind of pick up the system, get it right. Yeah, I think it's very necessary that some of these Enzo Fernandez players just kind of sit and watch the game. It's really important that they really grasp the system, no matter how good it are, no matter how we've seen them. We really need to get the system instilled in the squad, and people who can people who can run the system gotta play. So Captain Xenophobe himself might have to watch a few games. Um, I think we showed. Tu, I think Tuco kind of showed us the kind of the route we gotta go with this. I think when he came in the squad, he kind of was going to shift, and he really needed our wingbacks to do something specific. Chilwell had the abilities to do what he needed, but he wasn't necessarily employing those skills. So he had Marcos Alonso, play a few games, and he played that position exactly how it needed to be played. And then after watching for a while, Chilwell learned it, and he was a key part of us winning the Champions League that season. So I think like obviously we paid 100 million for Enzo. He's on a lot of money at the club, but like we need to get this system right and we need to get points on the board. So I think he kind of in that first game he embodied all the three things that I talked about earlier. He was slow and weak and he's all over the place. He tackles like a WWE wrestler. Oh my goodness, he didn't seem I'll give him this. When he had the ball, I think it was a little bit better. He could kind of make things tick a bit. That's when he was comfortable, but there's the aspects of that role off the ball that just have to be there. So I think we have Keenan Jusby Hall in the club. played under that system. Just have him watch and play like and see because he has. I don't think he's incapable. I think he doesn't have the same capabilities and the same style as KDH, obviously, but he has abilities to play in the system and affect the team positively within the system. I think he just needs to sit and watch it for a bit. He just doesn't. He doesn't know what he doesn't know, and I don't think playing in the system is how he learns it. Is going to learn it. I think he just needs to watch, and then he'll realize what aspects of his game can be used where, and we'll see that $100 million player. Like he's not going to look. He's not going to look the way we want him to look if we just keep throwing him out there in these games. I think, yeah, and none of this has anything to do with the fact that he probably shouldn't be playing games anyway. I really think that he could benefit from sitting, watching. We've seen this happen before previously, and it worked. We saw the best football we've ever seen, and we'll see out of Chilwell. So I think that's definitely a route we can follow. As I was kind of led me into this conversation, we have players coming. We have players coming in. I think yeah, I think just my feeling towards this board of directors, it's I don't know. I'm not very comfortable. I do like the players we get in. Like I like Neto as a player. I like Jao Felix as a player. But it's just like KDH. I love KDH as a player. I just like the process we're following. It doesn't seem like there's much of one when it comes to like identifying players and getting like those deals done with those specific players that we have identified that can fix. We kind of get this like we have a group of players that could join the club, so and we pick the cheapest one that can fit the role. Um, and I think kind of identifying players that way kind of hasn't worked. I don't like hasn't worked very well. We haven't really gotten any players we have targeted. I think we've been spoon fed our deals this summer, and that really scares me with this board because it gives the appearance that they're able to go out, get these players, go out and make these, but they really aren't. We were at Atletico Madrid for a whole different striker, a whole different player. Obviously, we had the Gallagher deal going on at the same time. We got Jao Felix because Atletico Madrid had a problem, and we were in the best position to solve it. We had Jao Felix at our club. He's been relatively available the transfer window after we have him and this transfer window. We've had chances to sign this player. We didn't want him. We like we didn't. If we wanted him, we would have been talking to them about it. We were not. Jao Felix was available, and we were not talking to him until they were like, "Oh, we have this player. We kind of need to get rid of to balance our books. Do you want him?" And we said yes, give him to us. Now, I think Jao Felix could be a good player for us, but it's the process I'm worried about. I am happy, and I do get deals happen in so many different ways. Obviously, we want to be opportunistic. I think the positive and the kind of process of being opportunistic we should really look at is the KDH signing. I think that was a true opportunity that we saw a player getting sold for cheap that we jumped in on. I appreciate us being opportunistic in that, and I applaud the board for that signing. I think I'm not mad at them going through with Jao Felix signing, but it's just I'm not seeing the ability to identify a player, contact that team, contact hit the player's team, get a deal done. I know it's not that simple, but we have not been able to do that with any of our targeted players. We've gotten players in, but we've been working on this Osimhen deal for 2 years now, year and a half. Maybe we weren't fully interested, but I don't know. So that's been somebody's job for way too long now, and it needs we need to get him in the door. Obviously, we're closer than we've ever been, but it's just things like that. Just watching things like this on repeat, on repeat. We can't get our targets, but we'll oh yeah, we'll take this guy when we're spoon fed the deal. Like that's not gonna work. 2 3 years from now, we might get a transfer ban after this 2 3 years from now. We're gonna have to really come out of that transfer ban, be able to target players and sign them. It's especially going to be important because we're going to be behind. We're not going to be able to sign players for however long this ban may be. And it's important that we have a board that can, one, due diligence at the bare minimum, due diligence, sorry, excuse me, at the bare minimum, um, identifying players that can specifically fit this system with a transfer ban. Not only are other teams going to pass us? But the game itself will pass us, and we're going to need to add. We're going to have to identify, or really, the players that kind of change the game will identify themselves. There's going to be 5 to 7 of them, and we're going to have to contact those teams and bring them in. The teams that kind of get those players will see the results, and I'm really worried about just our processes as a whole. I think kind of the incomings we are making now will support that if a transfer ban happens, but yeah, just kind of a little nervous about our board of directors. There's my tangent that the video might be named after, but yeah, I think the club is in a dangerous place, and the fans are just, we're not even mad at the right things. Everybody's worried about Conor Gallagher, and unfortunately, that's where I leave the video. Chelsea fans are upset about Conor Gallagher. We lost 2-0 to Man City. I don't trust our board. Yeesh.